Hi YouTube, it's me, your most favorite Kira Milaya Panya, and I am back with MoreParz reactions. This is something that a lot of you are really asking me to do, and there are several new shorts, there are several content that I have not yet seen. So yeah, go check out MoreParz. He's really funny and really amazing. Go subscribe to him. Go like his content, go do all of that because he freaking deserves it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started with the reactions.
Okay, so as the Aussie animal guy, I feel like I might owe you an explanation for this one. That
Wait, is that Kangaroo Jesus?
is a normal fucking Roo. No, he is not Roosus Christ. He's not the second coming, and he's not gonna turn your water into wine.
What? Why not? Man! Also, look how cute Rude Jesus is over here. Look at this guy. This is me. This is me when I see a kangaroo. Because I freaking love them, man. This is literally me and any kind of kangaroo. It does not have to be Jesus kangaroo. It can be a standard normal kangaroo. Yes, and this will be me anyway.
Alright, he might turn it into VB if you ask nice.
Get that up, yeah.
What is that? Is that good? Does anybody know what the heck that is? Is it like a beer or something? Should I try it? Where do I get that anyway? What is that?
But if that's the case, how the f*** is he stealing the Son of God's passive? Well, the answer is fucking sand.
I don't like sand.
Yeah, you see,
Oh.
what's far more likely than a Roo being enchanted with water walking is that he's actually running on a sandbar. That is basically just a fancy description for ocean currents piling up a shitload of sand into one place, creating an offshore segment of the water that's not much deeper than a fucking kid's pool. Now, Roos know about sandbars, and they actually very frequently use them as a shortcut to get from A to B to find more food. So, while it looks like Skippy here is stealing Jesus' entire fucking flow, he's actually on a Macca's mish.
Let me get a...
Okay. Oh, that makes so much sense with the sand thingy. Yeah, we have stuff like that in Germany as well at the coast, I think. I've seen it before, just not like that. With kangaroos hopping over it, using it as a bridge, you know, like a highway where there's nobody else on there. That's pretty cool. Why are they so smart? Animals are bright, man. Everybody's always like, oh, animals so dumb. Dumb? My ass. Next one. Me kiwi. Do you eat them with or without the skin?
This bird has to rearrange its organs and skeleton just to lay an egg.
This cute little guy is the kiwi bird, a species of ratite native to New Zealand this time, and the absolute poster child for getting cucked by evolution.
You see, this walking featherball is
You! That's what he is. A cutie patootie. Well, actually, a cutie kiwiti. Because it's not a potato, it's a kiwi. Yeah. I think everybody got the joke, Panya.
actually directly related to the emu, ostrich, and cassowary, being a member of the same family of flightless birds. However, there is a problem. You see, the rest
Wait, family of flightless birds. Does that mean he's also related to the penguin? Because that's a flightless bird too, right?
of the Kiwis' bloodline actually looked up a build guide before picking their stat spread, and as such made sure to trade the whole flying thing for something useful.
With all of his cousins specking into speed, size, and some kind of offensive capability.
So that leaves the question, what did the Kiwi pick to make up for not flying? Absolutely f***ing nothing.
Oh.
Kiwis are tiny in comparison to their relatives, coming in at only 4 kilos.
That's not tiny, dude. That's like a whole ass chicken. This is size of... Honestly, Chihuahua is small on this. This is like... Okay, I don't know any dog, but I don't know dogs. This is basically a big f***ing cat, okay? So it's not tiny. It's normal size. Yeah. Actually, I'm really surprised that it's this big, to be honest. I thought kiwis are like way smaller than this. I thought they're like as small as a hand, or maybe a little bit bigger than a hand, but I always thought that you could have a kiwi in your hand, like in your palm, and it's like fine, like that it fits. But this is chunkers.
It's in weight and 50 centimeters tall. This is because kiwis evolved largely on an island with no natural predators, so they downsized and traded out the knife feet and bloodlust for just being a little guy with a good attitude, which
Aww.
honestly worked pretty well for them. Until the British did British things, and now they have to deal with cats and dogs trying to eat them. And considering this build was not designed for PvP, they have been clapped so hard by invasive species that they are now unfortunately an endangered animal. But getting shafted by the British is just the beginning of the generational violation of the Kiwi, because these poor feathered fruits can't even reproduce without getting f***ed over. You see, the Kiwi bird's cousins are famous for laying huge eggs. I'm talking hit your protein macros in one meal-sized eggs. And you would think that is because they are large. And you would be wrong. Because their vertically challenged cousins have to lay eggs the same size.
A kiwi bird lays eggs 20% the size of their body. With the egg being so bloody large, it rearranges their internal organs.
Ew! Look, there's a little baby tail. Did you guys know that humans also have tails like these? Can you even see? Here's my mouse. Do you see that? Okay, now my mouse disappeared. But basically, there's a tail, and humans have one of those as well. Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool fun fact, not gonna lie. Technically, we are all born as furries, but inside, you know? Yeah. We are the secret furries. But yeah, this is really uncomfortably looking. This is like up in his rib cage. Where the f are your organs, dude? Like, usually this is where your organs are. So where do they go?
Organs and stretches their rib cage just to be able to hold the thing. For reference, that is like a human giving birth to a 15-kilo child. That's
What?
not a bun in the oven anymore. That's a whole f***ing bakery.
Yeah, 15 kilograms. How heavy is a baby? Wait, let me. Do I have a Google? I need to look up at a Google. How heavy is a baby at birth? Average is around 3.4 kilograms. So giving birth to 5. Right, we have quadruplets. What is further than quadruplets? Fiflets? I'm thinking right. I'm thinking, but there is no answer in my head. It's 5 babies. Dinosaur!
Scientists just de-extincted a 12,000-year-old dog. Well, kinda. You see, a bioengineering company called Colossal has dedicated itself to doing what every single Jurassic Park film has told us is a bad idea. Bringing back...
Yummy! Midnight snack. Ew. But would you wanna eat some human being that is sitting and shitting on a toilet? That's very unhygienic. Bah.
Extinct species. And recently, they made a breakthrough. They have managed to bring back the 12,000-year-old dire...
Cute! Wow! What a beauty. Wait, it's a dire wolf! Like from the video games and shit. That's awesome.
wolf. You know those big-ass puppies from Game of Thrones that the Starks had? Yeah, those were actually a real-ass animal, alive during the late Ice Age. And the best way I can describe them to you is,
basically a wolf on steroids.
Yeah, buddy!
Awesome! I want one.
These things were bigger, faster, and stronger, estimated to have the highest bite force out of any canine. And in a move that I'm sure has no implications, they have managed to bring these bad boys back to life.
These two little guys are now 6 months old and have been living on a private plot of land with 24/7 veterinary care.
However, they've only just been shown off to the public, with the company going so far as to get a photo op with George R.R. Martin holding one of these adorable little killing machines, showing that man will literally interact with an extinct species before he finishes that last f***ing book.
There is, however, one small problem. This isn't technically a direwolf.
You see, by a merit of them being extinct, short of specking into necromancy, you can't exactly bring them back.
Which is where this guy comes in. You see, the grey wolf shares 99.5% of its genetic code with the direwolf. So, using CRISPR gene editing, they basically toss the grey wolf back into the spore creature creator, then using the code found in direwolf fossils as a build guide, juiced the out of it, boosting the size slider and putting some extra points into strength, as well as adjusting its head shape and teeth. All in all, they made a total of 20 edits to 14 genes, producing the closest thing we can get to a direwolf short of time travel. Which is cool as f***. I give it 5 years before a man-made horror beyond comprehension breaks out of that f***ing lab and we are all playing Resident Evil.
Okay, listen, Resident Evil slaps. Okay. Okay. Would I love to be part of an IRL Resident Evil? Yes. Yes, I would. I think I would survive a zombie apocalypse. Yes. As a zombie, but I would survive it. I would just go to the, like, switching the sides, you know? But the fact that they bring back a dire wolf, but it's just like a fake version of it, that's false advertisement. It's really cute though. I don't think that human beings should do this because it's a little weird and f***ed up, but also he's really cute. Like, both of them are really, really cute. Yeah, you know what? It gets a pass. They're cute. It's okay. And they're dangerous, which makes it even better. Oh, man. Okay. Next one. This is a bear. This is a teddy bear, just like me. Very cute and so not ferocious. No danger. No.
This bear was actually a soldier. But how? You see, it was 1942, and the 22nd Polish Artillery Company were passing through the mountains of Iran on their way to the front lines to fight the Nazis. While passing through a town on their way, they were stopped by a young Iranian shepherd looking to trade with them for rations and a Swiss Army knife. When the Poles asked what he had to offer in return, the young shepherd produced a burlap sack containing an orphaned Syrian brown bear cub. You see, this bear's mother was shot by hunters, which is how he ended up in a low-tech Pokeball being offered as a trade deal.
Okay, that is a pretty awesome deal. I give you food and Swiss knife. You give me bear. Baby bear. A cutie patootie baby bear. Who would never take that offer? Like, come on. We all would take that offer. Yes.
The Polish looked at the bear and, clearly seeing the potential for insane dad lore, said, "Damn good deal." And in the most worthwhile trade deal in history,
they did it for the aura farming. They did it for the vibes and for the Twitch chat. Well, it didn't even exist yet. Yeah. They just wanted to someday tell their offspring and the offspring of their offspring. It's called a f***ing grandchild, Panya. They just want to tell them the really cool story. How grandpa was in the military and his military best buddy was a freaking brown bear or gracefully black bear. I don't know. It's a freaking bear. It doesn't matter which kind. Could have been a panda bear. Okay, I feel like a panda bear would have been the best story, actually. That would have been the coolest one. Okay. I'm not saying that because I'm biased or anything, but like if I would be in the military, I think everybody would have like the best story, okay? Yeah. That's so cool.
parted ways with their supplies in exchange for a f***ing Pokemon, adopting him into their ranks and naming him Wojtek. And the 22nd immediately set about raising this little man as a proper bear and soldier. Maggots! As a baby, they would feed him condensed milk out of an empty vodka bottle, as well as feeding him on the cartoon bear diet consisting of fruit, honey, and marmalade. They also—
For real? For real? Like, no shit? That is insane. Only men can do that. That is the most, like, male parenting I have ever heard of. I love it.
So appointed a soldier as his caretaker, who wasted no time in showing Wojtek how to fit in with the rest of the army, teaching Yogi's little cousin to wave, salute, and even march.
To wave and salute and march. I mean, waving probably is not hard, but to salute, I can do that too. Not with this model, but I'm doing this right now, IRL. You can't see, but I can also salute. I'm also smart bear. Yeah.
While not undergoing rigorous military training, Wojtek would hang out with the soldiers. He drank coffee with them in the morning, trained with them in the day, and when they all got shit-faced in the evening, he would wrestle with them.
Huh?
Do you know how much a brown bear has to love you to wrestle you? On top of double rations, they would also feed Wojtek treats in the form of beer and cigarettes. They let the bear have smoko.
They let him smoke? What?
Eventually, Army High Command heard about this and were having absolutely none of it. You see, pets were not allowed in the army, which meant Wojtek had to go.
That's not a pet.
Did he? Because the 22nd Artillery Company officially enlisted him.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
Wojtek was given a serial number and granted the rank of private, so when confronted about the very conspicuous bear in their ranks, they simply went, "That's not a bear, that's Private Wojtek."
And Wojtek took his new role very seriously, as during the battle,
Sneak 100. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. That's so cool. They just enlisted him. I mean, he can march. He can salute, he can drink coffee and beer and even smoke cigarettes. What else is there that you need to be able to do in the military? Or probably hold a gun, but he has claws. So technically he does have a weapon. So I feel like that's probably enough. And he can wrestle better than everybody else, probably. He probably really did check all the marks, huh? That's crazy. They did a really good job raising him. Raising the perfect soldier.
Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, Wojtek began using his bulk to transport artillery shells and ammo to soldiers engaged in combat. They had a fucking resupply bear. For his bravery, he was promoted to the rank of corporal, and the 22nd changed their insignia to a bear carrying an artillery shell. This absolute unit smoked, drank, and dropped artillery on the Nazis. Based.
It's very fucking based. As if that has to be like a made-up story, right? No freaking way. He even got a higher rank. Transporting ammunition? What? I'm completely stunned. What? As if that's true. No fucking way. Next one. I'm still flabbergasted, but I think we can continue with the next one. But I am still a little speechless. My kind of speechless, so I'm still speaking, but you know. the yap are kind of speechless.
If you see this thing T-pose, run! Introducing the anteater, a goofy little creature native to Brazil, and to understand why the absolute stance on this bad boy is a threat to your health, you're gonna have to understand a little about his lifestyle first.
Okay.
Now listen, I know this may come as a shock to you, but the anteater eats ants. And weighing in at 40 kilos and 1.8 meters in length, it needs to consume upwards of 40,000 ants per day. Now,
isn't that a bit much? 40,000? How many ants are in a usual colony? Wait, I have to look this up. A few dozen to millions. Okay, actually that's not so much necessarily, depending on how big the colony is. Because if a colony can be up to a few million, then one colony could actually feed the anteater for like several days technically. And there are a lot of ant colonies, right? Like ants are everywhere. There are way too many ants. But I feel like if he only eats ants and there are multiple of them, there can't be that many anteaters, right? Must be kind of rare, because that is a limited food source.
in order to help him hit his bulking goals, the anteater has a mystery mouse tool stored inside that XL sniffer. A 60 centimeter long.
Wow! Two for a long time. I'm not thinking it, you're thinking it. Damn. We all wish, okay?
Tongue. Designed to snake its way down an ant colony's tunnel network, smash into their living room, and abduct the entire cast of Bug's life and convert them into a high-calorie meal. However, what that tongue do only goes so far, as an ant colony can extend up to 4 meters underground, and termites live in high-rises, which means our boy here is going to have to do a little excavation to get to the goods. But last I checked, an anteater can't go down to Bunnings and buy a shovel. So how does he dig? Oh, that's simple, with the combat knives he has for claws. Yeah, anteaters are
Wait. Combat knife for claws? That's cool.
permanently cosplaying Freddy Krueger, with a set of 4-inch claws, which, proving the effectiveness of a few inches, can crack through f***ing concrete.
Huh?
Now, these work great for digging, but they are also more than capable of flatlining you. When threatened, the anteater will rear up into a defensive T-pose. This is your sign, if you are smart, to turn around and fuck all the way off. If, however, you were, say, some dumbass trophy hunter who really felt the need to try and stab an animal for no reason other than ego, the anteater will swipe at you with those claws, which are at the perfect height to nail you in a fight. slip through your flesh like butter, and sever your femoral artery, causing you to bleed out in 2 minutes while the anteater watches you go meet your ancestors. Can you imagine having
Okay, that was pretty awesome. I need to answer. So, man, that was a good sentence.
to explain to your ancestors who felled woolly mammoths you got your packed up by the most unserious creature on the planet hitting a T-pose?
I think my ancestors would understand. It has combat knife, fork, claws. Yeah, whatever. I don't think they would understand if I would be like, yeah, but he had a really long tongue. I think then they would be like, Panya. Well, maybe one of my ancestors would get me, right? Or at least one of them at some point in history, probably. But he's really cute. And I'm scared for life. Where do they live? Not where I live. That's all that I care about. Next one. Oh. This is about the gorilla versus 100 man, right? Okay, I'm very sure he's gonna say in this video who will win. But I'm sure it's a gorilla. Because gorillas are very fucking strong and they can be brutal if they want to be. And man can too. But I feel like this is like a fist fight, right? Like if man bring weapons, no, that's not fair. Because the gorilla can't have a weapon. Yeah, no, that's not fair. So it has to be a fist fight. And then I think the gorilla would win. Because men are weak nowadays. All we do is sit in front of our PC, play video games, watch sports, but don't do them ourselves, eat McDonald's and pizza, drink nothing but Coke, have diabetes and health issues, and we are all lazy as shit and have a desk job. I mean, that's not all men, but I feel like of these 100 men, they're probably like 50% who are lazy pieces of shit, okay? So, because humans are like that nowadays, it's just the way that our society has evolved. So to make it fair, I would say it's like 50% men. Also, by the way, I say men as in like humans. I don't say men as in like male men, like men, you know? Yeah, could be a woman in there too. 50% of them lazy. Yeah. And the other 50% doesn't have a weapon. And then you have one gorilla who's strong as like all of the gorillas, and then the gorilla will win. Yeah, that is my hypothesis.
Who wins? 100 men or one gorilla? Well, to get your answer, we're going to have to look at our fighters for the most anticipated cage match of 2025. And in the red corner, standing at an impressive 6 feet tall and weighing a ridiculous 220 kilos.
You could just run against the humans and that's it. Just body slam them and he wins. Just stare them in the eyes. Look at those eyebrows. He can do a very mean stare if he wants to. I would probably give up immediately, yes. Fear is a real thing.
We have one singular silverback gorilla. Stepping into the ring to settle the score against humanity for what we did to Harambe, this fighter is bringing some impressive physical strength, capable of lifting up to 800 kilos of weight, meaning that if it gets its hands on you, a gorilla is more than capable of picking you up and doing you the same way that Hulk did Loki. Now, on
I did not know that. What? Okay, I'm scared of gorillas.
top of being stronger than Eddie Hall, they also have an unreal reach advantage with a 2.6 meter wingspan, which is a fairly major problem because
A wingspan? But they don't have wings. How does that make sense? They can't fly. They don't have wings. Why does a wingspan matter? They're gonna like flap with their arms so much that they fly? Is that what? I'm a little confused about that one. Why is there a wingspan? Am I missing something here? This is like one of those things where you can tell that English is my second language. But I'm pretty sure that a wing means like, you know, the wings of an angel or a bird. Gorillas don't have them, do they? I don't think so.
right hook from a gorilla produces 2,700 pounds of force. To put that into perspective, the human skull shatters at 1,400. So if Winston hits you with a haymaker, your head is gonna pop like a watermelon. And with a cage fight following the Mortal Kombat rule set, we can also factor in the gorilla's bite. Because despite being a pretty gentle herbivore in the wild, they have one of the highest bite forces on the planet at 1,300 PSI. That is 100 PSI more than a polar bear.
And now, with our fighter statistics out of the way, let's get down to business. Can our gorilla win a fight against the 100 average men in the blue?
Look, it's the 100 average man. There's a woman, there's another one, and actually they all look kind of fit, not gonna lie. Huh, I thought they would be looking more lazy without muscle and stuff. My hypothesis, they lose.
Blue corner, place your bets. Let's see who comes out.
I bet, what do I bet? I bet, oh... Whatever. I don't have anything to bet, but I will bet anyway that the humans will lose because there's no freaking way that they have any chance against that gorilla, okay? With all those base stats, like 1,000 times higher than the human ones. At least 100 times higher because they're 100 humans, so that will be enough. I'm pretty sure the gorilla will win, yes. Yeah, I bet.
On top. Yeah, look, I'm going to keep it real with you. Even with those stats, Winston here is getting bodied. I'm sorry, he's going back to the spawn room. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 directly to hanging out with Harambe in heaven. 100 people, it's just too fucking many. He's getting jumped. However, not to say he's not going to take a few with him. My guess is one guy runs up and gets swatted across the cage like a toddler, shatters his ribs against the bars. Second guy gets grabbed by the leg and given the Hulk treatment. About 6 other guys cop swings to the head and die instantly from broken necks. One dumbass is probably going to try to hit him off the top rope and get done the same way that Omni-Man did Nightwing. But at that point, the crowd probably jumps in and realizes that there are still about 90 of them and it's over. Not that the fight even needs to happen, but it wouldn't be the first time we lost a gorilla to human stupidity.
I want to see the calculations and the physics he did to prove that, because I'm pretty sure that is not the case. I mean, look, I'm an average human panda. I mean, okay, I am 50% panda still, but the point is, if I were to punch a gorilla, he would not feel shit, literally. And he would just take me and swing me around and use me as a flying force against all the other humans, and then he would just, you know, use me like a bowling ball and whee! It's a spare! That's what's gonna happen. And then he used the next one. Whee! It's a strike, baby! Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I don't think the gorilla would lose. Unless the humans have weapons or whatever. But if you just use your fist, the gorilla, like, he's not gonna take damage. Maybe at some point he will get, like, exhausted, sure. But if we don't use weapons like a freaking gun, how's he gonna feel any pain from us? He's just gonna be f***ing annoyed and angry. But like, if I would hit a gorilla, I don't even think he would notice. Maybe after 100 people, he's gonna be a little beaten up, but I don't think he's gonna lose. No. MoreParz, I wanna see your calculations on this one, cause I doped it, and you have shown me no proof. Only proof that gorilla strong. And gorilla strong means gorilla win, cause human not strong. Yeah.
A gorilla can't beat 100 men in a fight. He gets jumped.
He can. That's my way. And I prove it by saying, prove me wrong. Yeah.
But that begs the question, which animal does win? And the answer, stepping into the ring at 5 meters long and weighing in at a genuinely frightening 4,500 kilos, I present to you the hippo...
Cute! Mooding! It's mooding!
Potamus!
Yeah, look, a hippo causing a 100-long line at the gates of heaven after a fight is honestly pretty plausible. You see, despite the fantastic PR work Moodang has done for the hippopotamus community... doesn't change the fact that Moto here is a sentient Ford F-150, the temperament of a fucking serial killer who can win this fight for one very specific reason. You can't fucking hurt it.
You say the hippopotamus is possibly the tankiest land animal on the fucking planet, packing an unbelievably thick 2-inch hide. Now look, we all know 2 inches is a lot, especially in the sheets, but in the streets of the African savannah, this makes them practically Don't believe me? Here is a hippopotamus walking away from 10 lions trying to convert it into a family meal.
What? And he's so unbothered by it. 2 inches is big, holy shit.
Notice how the hippopotamus does not give a single fuck.
If Mufasa and his extended family can't hurt it, neither can you. However, don't let the fact that it's walking away fool you here. The hippopotamus is not a peaceful animal. They are, in fact, violent, psychopathic, 4.5-ton thundercats that
Don't talk like that about Mudang! That's a cute little butterfly personality, not a psychopath. Shame on you. Mudang is cute, not violent. Mudang is kind and not brutal. No.
can and will bite you in half. A hippo's jaw produces 2,000 psi of pure crushing force. So if he catches your ass, you are the watermelon.
And as if the hydraulic press wasn't bad enough, don't forget they've got two 20-inch fangs in that mouth that'll put a hole in you big enough to stick your f***ing arm through. But honestly, the bite doesn't even f***ing matter. It weighs 4.5 tons and can run at 30k an hour. Getting hit
That is really fast. I cannot run that fast. If Mudang turns evil, I am screwed. Uh-oh.
by a charging hippo is like getting hit by a f***ing bus.
There is no way we are winning a fight against something that could probably take out 10 people just by rolling over.
In summary, don't f*** with the hungry hippo.
But that does not prove that a gorilla would lose, okay? I think a gorilla would win, but a hippo would win even faster. Yeah, because hippo is really fast. It's 30 km/h. That is a speed limit in normal streets in the city. That is fast. I hope Mudang will never turn evil. That is going to be it for today. Go check out MoreParz and all of his videos. I had a lot of fun looking at them again with you guys. A lot of fun. I really enjoy them. So well made. I had a really big laugh. So yeah, thank you very much everybody for watching. Go check out MoreParz. Go like and subscribe to him. And if you like this video, maybe even you like me, perhaps, you know, then go like and subscribe and comment on my video too. And I will see you next week. Bye bye.